So as I said in my previous video, I'm going to steer a little bit more towards day-to-day stuff that I'm doing as an agency owner with this channel. With that in mind, one of the tasks that I'm about to do today is to write a UGC brief for some creators that we already have for this particular client. So I just want to show you exactly the process that I go through when I'm creating UGC content, when I'm creating the brief, and what kind of things I'm going to send to the actual creators that we've got. I'm also going to go through the process that I go through to actually create that UGC brief, the stuff that I'm looking at and thinking about, so that hopefully you can use the same sort of system, not exactly the same of course, but the same sort of system to create your UGC content for either your own company or for a client that you're working for. So obviously the first thing that you're going to need for UGC content is some creators. I'm not going to cover that in this because we already have some creators on hand for this client, but you can source creators from platforms like Fiverr, B-roll.io, and if you just Google UGC content creators, you'll find an absolute plethora of platforms where you can go and source particular UGC creators. You can also just source some UGC creators from Instagram that you think align with the company that you're working for or your own company, whatever it is. And I would just say a note at the start is that the UGC creators that you're going to use for content, the best results that I've seen, of course, are going to be when you find content creators who match your target demographic. So if you're selling something that is specifically for older people, best bet is to find a UGC creator that matches that demographic, because your audience are going to be more attracted to seeing what they have to say about various things, including your product. So that being said, the first thing that I'm going to do for the UGC content today for this client is I'm just going to look at the competitors, see what kind of stuff they're running, and then I'm going to take from that, I'm going to put it into my specific formula for UGC, and I'll start to create something from there and get ideas of what kind of content we're going to make. Now, obviously, I can't show you the client that I'm actually doing this for because I don't have their permission to share that information with you. But let's just say, for example, it's an online tutoring company in the UK. So the first thing that I would do is come to the Facebook ads library, and you should at this point, if you're working for the client already and you're starting to create UGC content, you should already know who their competitors are. It's something that you should find out very early from them and your own research. So you can see they're already listed here. For example, TutorWiz is one of the competitors in this industry. They're an online tutoring platform in the UK. So I'll go in and I'll basically just have a look at the kind of ads that they're running. So I'm already familiar with the older ones, but I'll notice that they've started launching some new ads this year on the 1st of January, as you can see there. So I'll just have a quick look at some of these ads.
Are you paying £40 an hour for tutoring for your kids? Don't pay that. At TutorWiz, we can do it from just £21 per week, and we'll give you the first 2 weeks for free. To find out more, put your details in the link below and we'll get back to you.
Okay, so the first one here that they're running is one that they've actually been running for a long time. If I scroll down, you'll see the same ad is down here. It's been running since October 2023, and there's a version of it that's been running since August 2023. So it's obviously a very successful UGC ad for this particular company, and it essentially just focuses on the fact that this company undercuts a lot of other companies in the industry on price. That's not really the kind of angle that I'm going to go with, as it wouldn't suit my current client to go with that angle. It may be something that we would try if they run an offer and they start to undercut prices, but that's not really what we're looking for. So I'll have a look at another UGC content.
It shocks me that so many parents don't know about this. There is this tutoring service that is changing.
Okay, so they've got a good hook on this one straight away. It shocks me. It's kind of looks like around about the right demographic. Again, as you can see with these two, they're both obviously of parental age. They might have kids that are about to take GCSE exams. So let's see this one from the beginning.
It shocks me that so many parents don't know about this. There is this tutoring service that is changing thousands of children's lives by providing this super unique style of tutoring. And they're offering 2 weeks for free. It's a combination of online progressive learning with one-on-one tutoring. But it's also fun. The kids actually love doing the work, and parents...
Okay, so this one, there's a good hook at the start. They've got the upbeat music going. It's not a bad UGC ad per se. But knowing the UK market as much as I do, this is a little bit too Americanized, a little bit too like over the top and upbeat. From what I've found of the UK market, specifically working with parents in the UK, they like down to earth, as if it's a friend speaking to them, especially when they're consuming videos on Facebook and Instagram. So this is also not something that I would be particularly interested in. Some more down here that I've already seen, they're all the same UGC script.
Are you paying £40 an hour?
So it's all focused on the price.
Are you paying £40 an hour?
Are you paying £40 an hour for tutoring your kids?
So again, this is not a bad example actually for you guys to look at if you're doing UGC content, to try multiple creators. I would assume that these creators are all performing quite well, even though it's the exact same script. The chances of your audience seeing two of the same creators saying the exact same thing are relatively small, so you don't need to really worry about that. It's just a good reminder to test multiple UGC creators if you can. But there's really nothing here that I'm particularly interested in for what we're doing. You also need to consider the timing of the ad that you're going to be running. So right now, it's obviously January 2024. It's a tutoring company that we're making this UGC for. And if you don't know, the GCSE exams, which is the end of high school exams. So when you're 16 years old in the UK, you take GCSE final exams, and those grades will determine which universities you can get into. So those exams actually take place in May this year. So that's less than 5 months away. So I already have in my head that that's the kind of angle that we're going to go for, because it has some nice inbuilt urgency. Students will have already done a mock version of those exams. So parents who know their children are behind will be well aware of that now. And we just, with our UGC for this, I'm thinking we're just going to try and twist the knife a little bit for that pain point, that problem agitator, if you like. So I'm not particularly interested in anything TutorWiz is doing at the minute there. Let's have a look at another competitor. So this is Edu Mentors. So they've got an ad that they've just launched on the 2nd of January. Let's have a look at this one.
So I really struggled to explain English grammar to my daughter Lily. It was like speaking...
Okay, so that's immediately a problem agitator. As a parent, you might be trying to help your children improve in a particular subject, and you might find it difficult because you're not a teacher. So she's just agitating the problem right away, which is a good alternative to a hook.
An ancient language, and she had an exam in 2 months. But then our friend recommended EduMentors, and we found Alex from Cambridge. My daughter Lily's essays turned into poetry, not just words, and she got great results in her exam.
Okay, so a nice way to present the benefits of using EduMentors, I think she pronounced it as. So her daughter Lily is now writing poetry instead of just essays, and she's getting better results.
Transformation is real, and it's all thanks to you guys.
EduMentors, UK's best tutors from elite universities.
Okay, so you can see the difference with this one and the other company that we just looked at. They're obviously not one of the lowest price ones, which is why they're not focusing on the price. They're focusing on the benefits, and obviously, again, they've got a really good UGC creator who matches the demographic of this particular industry. Same sort of process you'll see with all of this UGC content. It's very much based on a little bit towards testimonial, which is naturally the UGC style, and then they just go in problem agitator, features, benefits. So again, not bad UGC ads, but again, none of these seem to be focusing on the urgency aspect that I'm already considering for this particular UGC ad. Because the GCSE exams are happening in less than 5 months, I think less than 5 months is a good hook for the start of a video, and it's also a problem agitator because parents who know their children are behind, that's just really going to twist the knife and remind them like you're running out of time to actually get your child to the grade that they're predicted or to improve the grade from where they're at now. Looking through the competitors, they're the main competitors that I would look at there. There are a lot of other companies, but there's nothing that's sort of in the vein that I was looking at, which may be a positive for the UGC that I want to create, because I want to focus on the fact that the GCSE exams are in 5 months. So for you, this is the process that I would say to start with when you're looking for UGC. It's a little bit different for me at this point because we've already launched some UGC, some similar stuff to what you've just seen there, and it has worked well. However, that is still working well, so we don't want to disrupt that and put in another ad that's going to compete with it, being in a similar vein. So what we want to do with this one is actually to focus on a new angle, and that new angle is urgency. It's exams coming up, it's less than 5 months, and we want to get as many customers signed up for this client before those exams take place as possible, because naturally there will be a drop off after the exams as parents feel like they've got a lot more time now to sort of think about it. You have summer holidays, children leave school, etc. So we want to really focus on the urgency. The fact that I don't see any of the competitors doing that, I think is quite a positive thing, because I think it's a strong angle and it's maybe just something that they've missed, or maybe they just haven't launched these ads yet. So anyway, that's the research sort of stuff. If there are more competitors that you know, and there are a couple more that I would look at, but I'm not going to spend this entire video just looking at competitors. So you've looked at the competitors, you've taken some notes on the kind of stuff that they're talking about in the videos. If there's anything that stands out and you think that sounds good, if the ad's been running for a while, you might consider incorporating something like that into your UGC content. The next thing that I would do is go into my UGC brief template. So I'll leave a link for this in the description so you can actually go and use this yourself. Just fill it in with your own company or client's information. I'll show you what that looks like now. So